Welcome everybody. Today I got Mercer Fish, and the very eccentric Mike Shriver here, and I'm just some random dumb gorilla. So today I thought I turned Thursdays into defensive Thursdays, where I'm going to defend a bad episode. And so I thought I'd start out with the one that everybody keeps bashing, which is Threshold. They keep saying it's the worst episode of Star Trek ever, and which really I don't think it's that bad of an episode. You just gotta turn off your brain. Versus, there's some really good elements to it. I can think of a lot more episodes that I think are worse because they annoy the crap out of me, like Code of Honor, Move Along Home, The Way to Eden. But if you really look at it, Threshold there, they had a cool, really good concept of. They found some new. They could break the warp 10 threshold, or the warp 10 barrier, which would be the fastest speed that you can possibly make. Which in space that'd be like no different than us breaking the sound barrier here on Earth. But and one thing I've heard people bash was, oh, they use simulations to see what was wrong. Well, we do that nowadays. They run simulations on a lot of things. Mercer, what's some things you've heard that people bash? I'll defend it.
What was the question again?
What's some things you've heard that you think were pretty bad, and I'll see if I can find a way to defend it.
In Threshold?
Yeah.
Lizards?
Yep.
Well, they say that the genes are mutating to evolve into our next higher being, but maybe the doctor misspoke and just the genes are mutating and it turned into because like every animal on Earth is somewhat connected, just a few percentage points different makes us different than other animals. How do we know the genes didn't mutate to turn the people into lizards?
Well, here's the thing about
what?
Dumb, but not as dumb as other episodes I've seen.
Well, here's the thing about it. If you go warp 10, they say you would be in all physical locations in the galaxy at one time. So why?
Maybe they're moving so fast that they think that they're in as many locations, every possible location in the galaxy.
Yeah.
Because if you think it could just be milliseconds differing where they're at, where to the human mind that just could be the same thing.
That's a good theory.
And just think,
it's awesome.
For a few episodes after that episode, Janeway is a lot more relaxed because she finally got laid. Now, granted, it was with Tom Paris, but
yep, and it wasn't an alien species that banged her. Yep. Except for it was, I suppose, they were lizards.
Now, if you want to bitch it, they broke the Prime Directive because they left the kids on the planet, or that they're bad parents. I can't defend that. Like a lot of people would probably give this episode 1 or 2 and just bash it, but I'll give the episode like a 4.5 to a 5. Like I won't rewatch it, but I'm actually halfway entertained by it.
Yeah. Well, if you go with the suspension of disbelief, yeah, it's an okay episode. But then again,
I'm fine with it. I liked it.
I thought it was all right. It just wasn't one of my favorites. It was better than Code of Honor, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Code of Honor wasn't even played in the southern states, I hear anyway, until like a couple years after it went into syndication or something. Because of strong slavery or, woke message or whatever.
Well, people said it had a racist element to it.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. Yeah.
But I feel that now people are going to make me do a Thursday night where I have to defend Code of Honor.
Well, you're the one that said it. You brought it up.
No,
like that episode won't get me banned on YouTube.
Defending this week's episode of Picard is a big stretch. Oh my god!
What's that now?
I haven't watched it yet.
It slowed down from the first 2 episodes. It was okay.
Oh, it was bad. Oh my god! it was bad. But hey, we won't spoil it for him, so let's
Yeah.
not talk about it.
Yeah, well, every episode has to have a cool down point, but that's all right. I mean, every season has a cool down point, then it picks back up.
Yeah. Then another thing with Threshold too, they had some pretty nice makeup bars deserve some credit on it, which they did receive an Emmy for that, but they had some pretty good makeup in it.
The Emmy award-winning Threshold.
Yeah.
It sounds like a contradiction in terms, or an oxymoron, or whatever it's called. It's really cool.
Yeah, but they had some good makeup in there, and at least Tom Paris didn't come back as a lizard. They showed how he progressed into it, which I still just say it's just genes mutating, and the doctor misspoke because even a hologram can make a mistake.
Well, good thing they had the holographic doctor to fix it.
Yeah. Which one thing I can understand where people are bashing and go, well, why did they just do that to Voyager? Then the doctor just used the serum to fix everybody when they got back home. That's something like maybe they just didn't think of that, or they didn't have the resources to make that much serum. So they had no way to communicate with Earth to tell them to do that, to have that ready for them. Or there's a way it could, or maybe it'd mess with the serum if they did that, if they made it ahead of time.
They put in the suspended animation, and then you got Chakotay as the captain, and Tuvok is the first officer.
Yeah, maybe with multiple different species on the ship, the serum might not work for everybody.
No, that'd be kind of interesting. I like Chakotay, though. I thought he was an all right character. Although Robert Beltran didn't like it when 7 and 9 came in because it took away from everybody else's story arcs.
Yeah. Welcome to Low Specs Linux laptop. Hope I pronounced that right. I hope you're doing well today.
The problem with Threshold is Tom Paris is just not an interesting character. If he was a more interesting character, then it might be better. Maybe it was the guy that they cast, because he comes across like he's supposed to be interesting, but the guy that plays him is really bland.
I think it's a mixture of both because they wanted to focus on Janeway.
Yeah, I never really liked Paris as a character. I liked him more when he was Locarno.
I did too. Yeah, I agree there.
Hey, Normal, how you doing? She just did something really funny. Dude, I was so angry. I was watching the Batman. This is not a spoiler thing, but there was a scene where she puts her cat in a bag and puts it on the back of her motorcycle, and I said to my friend, "My cat Normal would hate that."
Yeah, cats don't like cars, man. They don't like.
No, my cat likes cars. She doesn't mind cars, but she
Yeah?
would hate to be put in a bag in a motorcycle.
That just sounds.
She
fun.
doesn't mind the car.
Did I ever tell you the story how we used to torment cats when I was a teenager?
I don't really. I like your stories, but I don't think I want to.
It's not too bad. We were kids, and the cat actually had fun with it for a while. But we used to fold up socks, from socks that we wear. We'd fold them up, and we used to bomb the cat with them, and it would run around for about an hour. And then we finally got it back into the corner, and it was like, I surrender. And we just went nuts and bombarded it with socks.
I used to like when I was a kid, we had a bird, we had a parakeet, and I used to take the spray bottle and start spraying the bird as it's flying around the house.
That's funny.
And the thing would be like, crash right into the couch. It was like crash landing right in the couch because it couldn't fly with the water. But man, this thing would fly around the house. It was so damn funny. Like, it hated, and it would try to like escape by climbing on the blinds, and I'm just like, here you go, I'm gonna shoot you.
So Threshold won an award for special effects, huh? Makeup.
It won a makeup Emmy.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah, but you think any of the other episodes that were in that would have won an award, but nope. Or well, maybe a few others did, but yeah, I think that's the one that surprised everybody was that it got in award for makeup.
Yeah, and for the 90s, it was pretty good.
Yeah, and they did pretty decent special effects for the 90s.
Yeah. And I think it was, 97 is when they brung in the digitalized fleets of Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Oh,
I love
was that? Yeah, I think, DS9, a lot of it, they used Christmas ornaments.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like the first battle of Deep Space Nine was all Christmas ornaments.
Huh.
That, and then they just kind of, I'm guessing they attached like a firecracker or something to them to simulate them blowing up.
That's pretty cool how they do that stuff. I liked A Call to Arms at the very end when the Defiant and the Rotaran meet that giant fleet of 114 ships. And that, when I first
are you talking about the one that attacked Taurus 3?
Yeah, the one that only 7 ships made it back.
No. Taurus 3 was the first raid on the shipyards there after they abandoned Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, because that's where I thought they were heading for or were they heading for? I can't remember what it was now. But anyway, as the Rotaran and the Defiant meet up with the fleet, that was the first time that I'd ever seen a large fleet that big.
Yeah,
blew my mind.
Yeah, that's the largest fleet up to then on any Star Trek show. The second largest there would have been the 20 ships that went to the Dominion, the Founders' homeworld.
Yep.
That was in. And that was a few episodes before that.
I remember the name. Wasn't it a two-parter? Oh, in Purgatory's Shadow and God, I can't think of the other one. If you say it, I'll think of it.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm not going to look it up.
Yeah, we're just trying to mark it when you need it.
Trying to remember for Jeopardy. Let's see. It was in Purgatory's Shadow. My brain's too fried to think.
Oh, hero. Yeah. It was Inferno's Light.
Huh? Oh yeah, by Inferno's Light. Yeah, and Purgatory.
Yeah, by Inferno's Light. That's what it was.
Yeah. Yep. Cardassian Romulan fleet that they kind of screwed up on their intelligence, and they pretty much perished except for a few.
Well, that's because they had what's his name? That Romulan officer was a changeling.
Yeah.
So he purposely fed him bad information.
Yeah. Was that pre-tech or whatever it was?
It might have been.
Yeah, it might have been. Computer lights. Computer lights. God, it's like dealing with a woman. No offense, ladies. No offense. That's an old joke from the old days.
I tried to get my friend to come on because I told her it was a total sausage party here.
Yeah, we're having fun. We need some of the opposite sex on here. I tried to get my girlfriend, but she's like, nah, you be with the guys tonight. She's coming this weekend, so can't wait to see her. It's been a while.
Hey, if she comes on Friday, you should have her. You guys gotta watch the Leprechaun movies together. So
yeah.
Salty said he's gonna have a heyday with this Leprechaun 5 and 6 because one's in the hood and the other one's back to the hood.
Yeah,
so that's gonna have a fun time editing that one.
Yeah. Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta find some AAA batteries.
Okay. So Mercer, what's something you do like about the Threshold? Mercer, Oh, Mercer must have left to flip his burgers. But with another thing that I think wasn't, I do like how they were able to just kind of redesign the Defiant so that the nacelle would rip off. That's something that could easily been been diagnosed in simulations, because we do that when we're trying to figure out problems with stuff. Is we run simulations and that, and try to figure out the weak points, and usually they're about spot on. You know what the problem is.
1 second.
Yeah. Flipping your burgers there, Mercer? Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry, I missed you for a second. I had to get to my dinner.
That's totally all right.
Yeah, I like Berman's Star Trek. Like there are a lot of bad episodes, and that's part of it. But not many of them offend me.
But the bad episodes make you appreciate the good episodes all the more.
Exactly, and usually they don't offend me. Usually I can appreciate them on some level, camp or whatever, and other times it's just you just accept it. But I'd rather have Berman era Star Trek than a lot of the new stuff.
Yeah, well, Picard's not too bad. This season's pretty decent, Discovery at first first season was really bad, but it's starting to get better.
Oh man,
What do you
maybe
think of
a little bit, but not much.
What do you think of the new guy playing Kirk?
I think he looks good. Yep, the way his hair's combed over.
Wait, there's a new Picard?
Kirk.
Oh, new Kirk, okay. But I can live with that because Shatner's getting old. I can live with it.
We're gonna have to. We ain't got a choice.
He's younger than the Chris Pine version.
But Strange New Worlds hasn't even aired, and they already renewed it for season 2. That's something I couldn't believe.
Well, they
did that all. They do that all the time. It helps their investors know that they're doing something. They get, they renewed Picard season 3 before they even aired season 2.
Yeah, but
going 3.
But you think what if the show's a complete bomb?
It's not, because the measurements are not the same. All the show needs to do is pull in subscribers. It doesn't need to be good. That's the difference with streaming as opposed to being on the network.
Okay.
The measurements of what determines a successful show is not even whether it's good, not even how many people look at it. It's whether they can draw in new subscribers and new advertisers. That's the only thing that matters.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Commercials.
Streaming is totally different than the network, or even syndication.
Computer lights off. Now let's see how.
If the investors are confident that people are going to subscribe to the service, then the show is a success. Without even airing, the show is a success. Because the investors are going to let me get my thought on it. I'm sorry. If the investors feel that Paramount is in a good spot with this show, the investors are going to give Paramount more money. The show works. The show doesn't even have to air for it to be a success. It has to air at some point. The point is, they're thinking so far ahead that all they need to do is please the investors at the quarterly meetings, and then the show is a success. The measurement of what makes a show good or bad is different than what makes it successful.
Yeah, but I seen there's a lot of shows that only have one season on it, like Borderland was.
That's because nobody was interested, and the investors feel that nobody was going to watch it.
It sure would be nice if Firefly never was canceled.
No, didn't they get canceled because of one gal's profession was she was a hooker?
I didn't hear that. It must have been a ratings thing.
That's what I thought. One of my coworkers says is canceled because one gal's profession was a hooker, and that's because but that's also 20 years ago.
Well, I was a hooker at one time, and nobody ever canceled anything on me. Just kidding. I stopped doing that years ago.
Hey, each their own. Each their own. Whatever they want to do.
I never did something like that, but I could actually convince somebody that was true. I really could. I'm really good at convincing people. I got this new strobe light thing for my background, and it's pretty cool, especially if you're like in my room.
Yeah, be careful with those when you're, especially if you're on like a camera like that.
Yeah.
Because if it starts flashing, anybody who has epilepsy could trigger it.
I have an arcade cabinet in my house, in my office.
Oh, really?
I have the Star Wars arcade cabinet.
That's pretty cool.
I'll show it to you. Hold on a second. Let me just take another bite out of my burger.
But yeah, Threshold was okay at the time. It was different. I'll say that much.
I think it was a good concept with poor execution and a poor ending.
Yeah, if they did that nowadays, it might be better, look better, but it still looked good for then.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're ready.
There. Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, your arcade game.
Yeah, that is so sweet, man.
Yeah, got all three versions, all three games.
Oh, you're lucky. How many times have you beat them?
I'm not good at it. I just like playing it.
Yeah?
I'm not good at arcade games.
Yeah, that's sweet to see it, though, for nostalgia's sake.
Yeah, that's great. I actually put it together myself.
Yeah.
They're actually starting to sell those again, because people like the...
This is a redo. This is not
but you won't find arcades anymore, hardly.
Yeah, they got something like that at Walmart, like the smaller version of games that used to be arcade.
Yeah. They're really not too badly priced.
I saw the Batman 2 nights in a row.
Oh, that's bad.
Is that good, huh?
Well, the first night I wasn't sure if I liked it, but then my friend wanted to see it the second night, and he paid for it. I really enjoyed it the second night.
3 movies. That's almost as good as 3 food.
He paid for it. It was a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, I heard it's 3 hours, man. That's going to be hard.
Great.
I might go see it this weekend. My girlfriend can carry me into the theater.
You know what it was like, without giving anything about the story or spoilers or anything?
Yeah.
Did you guys like the animated series that they did in the 90s?
Yeah.
Batman,
never seen
the
it.
animated series? Right.
That's
one of the best animated shows ever. This movie was basically watching that show in live action. And if you go in thinking like that, then you'll love the movie. It's like watching
Detective Batman.
It's the Detective Batman. It's just like the show, just live action. It's exactly that show, just live action. Gordon and Batman already know each other. Batman's solving crimes. Certain characters are already established, and this movie is just that to me. This movie is just that show, just done in live action.
Nice.
No origin story. We already know everything. It's just goes right into it, and I really like that.
But I heard there's a lot of build up in there, like in the first hour or so.
Oh yeah, but you don't need to see his parents killed.
Ugh.
You don't need to see.
Do you think it'll get a sequel?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, this thing has already made $500 million, and
Really?
for a movie that should be rated R, it's not. It's PG-13, but it's a 3-hour movie. It's already made $500 million.
Amazing.
Why do you think it should be rated R?
Because this is probably the darkest PG-13 movie I've ever seen. It was paced. See, R rating is not just about language, although this had a couple swears in it. It's not even about violence, although this movie had a lot of violence in it. R ratings are more about pacing, where you don't need to have an action scene every 15 minutes. You can pace it for.
Well, I thought the R ratings were mostly for nudity.
Well, if they drop F-bombs too.
But here's the thing.
No, you're allowed a couple F-bombs in teen movies, especially nowadays.
One F-bomb for a PG-13 movie. But the point is, this movie was just approached differently, and I definitely think they'll make a sequel, and I hope they do because I really liked it. Yeah. I don't know if it was my favorite Batman, but I really just liked what they were doing, and I'm all for it.
So, do you think you like it better than the Nolan Ryan trilogy? Of course, it's not fully completed yet, but
The what trilogy?
the Nolan Ryan's trilogy. Do you think you're gonna like this trilogy better than Nolan Ryan, or not
What
Nolan
the hell?
Ryan's?
What is
Nolan Ryan was a pitcher for the Texas Rangers. I'm talking about what's his faces. You know where who did that last trilogy of Batman movies?
Snyder?
Who?
I don't like Zack Snyder. I don't
Jack
like Zack
Snyder?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't like him.
no, I like. Well, I was gonna say I like what's his face's Batman from The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, was it better than The Dark Knight?
Yeah.
Yes,
What did you
yes.
think?
In some ways, it was better. In some ways, it was not.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight, in some ways, was this was more of it was just different enough.
Well, that's good though. Different's good. Ow. Ooh, that hurt.
Hold on 1 second. I almost said you.
Ah. Ouch.
You okay there?
Yeah, I'm okay. I was just trying to tie my shoe. My doctor told me today I can drive, so I was going to run up to get some batteries really quick. So I will be back in about 15.
Hey, guess
Well, I
what?
was
There
going
was
to
no.
end it in about 15 minutes there because
Yeah,
it's
because-
Jeopardy tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Okay, well, I
Hey,
will see you guys in Jeopardy.
All right, we'll see
By
you
the
there.
way, by the way, there's no real Bruce Wayne in this movie.
Oh, no?
There's really Batman. Like there was a couple of scenes where he was not in the costume, but his mindset was Batman. He was never really Bruce Wayne. It was
Oh, okay.
interesting. He was never really Bruce Wayne. He was so much thinking about Batman, even when he didn't have the mask on, that he was never really Bruce Wayne. It was interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll be probably going to see it on Saturday. All right, guys, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
see you
see
in
ya.
Jeopardy.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll see you in Jeopardy. So yeah, it was a good movie. But 1 week you should talk about the Royale, because I have a lot to say about that one.
In the what?
The Royale, or even Night in Sick Bay. Everybody hates that episode. Good episode.
So next Thursday, do you want to come on and we'll defend Night in Sick Bay?
If I'm around, it's hard for me to say, but I should be around, so sure. It's up to my cat, Normal. Normal, can I be here Thursday? Yeah, she said yeah. No. She's actually sleeping.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I like Threshold, but I sorry I missed some of your chat. I had to flip the burgers and get them ready, and man,
No, it's perfectly all right.
I was really freaking hungry because I hadn't eaten yet. But
Well, yeah, I just ate right before we came on here. I was
I'm
trying
gonna
to
jump
talk
in
my kid
I'm
into
gonna
going
jump
for
in the shower.
Taco Thursday.
You said you're going to jump in the lake again?
No, I already did.
Ah, okay. I'm just kidding. I just remember you saying that. I'm like, I didn't know what that meant.
I'll go
But
jump
yeah.
in the lake again.
Yeah. So are you going to
It's
play
actually
Jeopardy?
it's not nearly as bad as people think it is because really you're not in the water that long.
Yeah.
What you do is you jump off a platform, then you take a few steps, and then you go up a pair of steps into a warming tent. Then you go back and get out of your wet clothes. But really, it's not that bad. Except this year was a little bit deeper than because I hit the bottom there. I wouldn't stand up on, still underwater, so I had to swim a little bit.
Yeah.
But really, it's not that bad. It wakes you right up,
True. It does.
and it goes right to a good cause. Like everybody thinks I'm nuts, but anybody who jumps into a 60-degree water call that polar plunge. We call that a Tuesday in Minnesota.
Nice.
Our first swims are in 60-degree water for the year.
Well,
I don't even wait for the lakes to get up to 70.
true. Well, listen, I'm going to take a quick little clean up bit.
Oh, how about
Maybe I'll play
we end it? How about we end it there? Then
I'll probably
everybody
see
is
it on
having.
2 minutes.
There's Jeopardy later tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants me to play. I don't know if I want to play, but I'm going to probably tune in for a little bit. So I'll talk
Yeah,
to you
let's
later.
see. I got stuff I have to do. So with that, we'll see everybody, and remember to be a gorilla.
Talk to you